Hunter Biden, the big natural gas tycoon, I hope you're not too tired from your last art show. I'd hate for you to paint yourself into a corner during this deposition. I heard you got a new job as a magician because you've been making all of your business dealings disappear. I wonder what else he got up his sleeve.
I got a laptop, I got a GoPro, I got a Glock, cause I say all low, low, low. I got a bag of crack and you can probably see. I also gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. Why is everyone laughing at me? So if you find a little pee on the floor after I leave, I think it probably belongs to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, more bad news for the Bidens. I guess somebody who still has a little bit of gunpowder left in the chamber is Hunter Biden, right? Daddy's shot. Daddy can't make it up the stairs. But Hunter Biden is fighting for his life in federal court, yet the judge ain't buying it. Hunter Biden dealt another blow as judge tosses effort to have tax charges dismissed, says accusations of politically motivated Biden charges are based on hearsay. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Let's read. Apparently, the judge was pretty mean to Hunter Biden yesterday. Hunter Biden wanted to get all of his counts thrown out. And none of the counts were thrown out. Hunter Biden wanted to get all of it dismissed, all these federal charges for tax fraud dismissed. And the judge wasn't having it. Hunter dealt another blow as judge tosses the effort to have his tax charges dismissed, says accusation of politically motivated Biden based on hearsay. Judge Mark Scarsi determined that 3 felony charges and 6 misdemeanor charges could not be deemed political. The motivation is remarkable in that it fails to include a single declaration request from the judicial notice Trump appointee Mark Scarsi wrote. Uh-oh. So you got a Trump appointee trying this case. It's not going to be good. Hunter has lost an effort to have 8 criminal charges against him thrown out as judge Monday night allowed the tax fraud case to move forward. Judge Mark Scarsi determined that 3 felony, 6 misdemeanor charges, tax evasion, filing false return, failing to pay over $1 million in taxes between 2016 and 2019 could not be deemed political, as Hunter's attorneys argued. This is the best argument. Their best argument is that this is a political thing. Dude, have you read the rule? Have you read what they charged him with? It's undeniable. I mean, it's egregious. They have his ATM record. They have the bank records. When you have the bank records, there's no arguing with the bank records. You also have these text messages with his, remember how Joe Biden's restoring the decency of the White House? You have the text messages with Hunter Biden lying to the mother of his children about not having any money and spending close to $1 million on hookers and blow in the same year, saying he can't pay alimony. This is the same Hunter Biden that abandoned, of course, his own child, and then forced grandpa to abandon the child. Joe Biden still messes up how many grandchildren he has. Get me in the same room as Joe Biden, okay? I often think about this, actually, because there's a chance, right? There's a chance that the way things go, you might take an elevator with or be in the same room as Joe Biden. And so what would I ask? If I had a camera with me, I got to tell you, here's what I'd ask. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if there's any more painful of a question than this. How many grandkids you got? I would do it. I would do it. I would absolutely do it. Some of you might think I'm wrong for saying that. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you think there's a better question. I would say if I got one chance to pop one question to Joe Biden, then I would say, how many grandkids do you have? Shove a microphone right in his face. Hey, how many grandkids you got? Pop. Answer. Answer, pal. Would he be able to say that I have 7 grandkids? Does he know his grandkids? What an important moment. We know that Joe Biden blanked when asked about the date that his son died. Not trying to make fun of it, but it is what it is. It's in the official report on the guy's mental state. Does he know his grandkids? Because for a very long time, they refused to acknowledge their biological granddaughter named Navy Joan Roberts. She lives in Arkansas. And mother had to sue for years the Biden family to simply acknowledge the granddaughter's existence. Yeah. So not moral people, all right? Not moral people. They're trying to get all these charges tossed. Special counsel David Weiss brought these charges. The judge wrote, the motion is remarkable in that it fails to include a single declaration, exhibit, or request for a judicial notice. Instead, defendant cites portions of various internet news sources, social media posts, and legal blogs. These citations, however, are not evidence. Scarsey said that the sources contain multiple levels of hearsay and failed to present a reasonable interference, let alone clear evidence of discriminatory effect and discriminatory purpose. This judge is not messing around. This judge is now brutalizing Hunter Biden. The charges stem from what federal prosecutors say is a 4-year scheme to skip out on paying $1.4 million he owed to the IRS and instead use the money to fund extravagant lifestyle of drugs and alcohol and hookers. The charges span from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Hunter Biden, 53, had also been charged in Delaware with lying on a federal gun form where he swore he wasn't addicted to drugs while he was on drugs. Then what happened to that gun? Ooh, so good. They don't want it to come out. It's not, man. I feel like we're back home, Royce. I feel like we're back home talking about Hunter Biden and his guns and the Hunter Biden case. We haven't done this in a while. It's very fun. Hunter Biden got into a fight. So he gets the gun illegally. Hunter Biden gets into a fight with his dead brother's widow that he's banging. Sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's what's happening. They get in a fight. She takes the gun. ALX, make sure that I'm getting the details right here. She takes the gun and then throws it. I think it was loaded. I assume it's loaded. Takes the illegally obtained gun from the crackhead brother of her husband, who passed away, and throws it into a dumpster that's next to a school. So, whenever Joe Biden does some random screed about guns and schools and children, remind him. Maybe this would be my second follow-up question. How many grandkids you got? And what do you think about your son throwing a loaded firearm into a bin next to a school any kid could have found? In fact, a bum ended up finding it. Do you know this? The way they found the gun was a bum rummaged through the trash and found the loaded firearm and turned it in. The homeless guy was more moral than Joe Biden's son. Got it? Yeah, Joe Biden has the audacity to tweet this. Joe Biden has the audacity to say this about her family. Decency is on the ballot. Yeah, okay. Let's go look at some decency. Just real fast, real quickly, because we haven't been here in a long time. I feel like I'm home. Hunter Biden spent a staggering $872,000 on prostitutes, porn, and sex club memberships. Took a $1.6 million from ATMs. This is all laid bare from the federal government. Where are you getting this from, Benny? InfoWars? Nope. The feds and their charging of Hunter Biden. How wild is that? Between 2016 and 2019, prosecutors argue that the first son spent almost $5 million on drugs, escorts, girlfriends, luxury hotels, rental properties, exotic cars, clothing, and other items of a personal nature. And then, of course, he wrote off all of those charges. Not allowed to do that. Wrote off being a member of a sex club as a business expense. Decency is on the ballot. Always remember Joe Biden's crackly little raspy grandma voice, truck stop grandma voice. Decency is on the ballot, right? She clothes herself in another shower curtain from Bed Bath & Beyond. Big discount, though. They're going out of business, so huge days for Jill. It is wild to see. You can see here in the article what he spent his money on. Toss it up. Hunter's 4 years of wild spending. An important thing to note, that while he was spending literally millions of dollars a year on various things like payments to various women, what would he be paying women for? $683,000. ATM cash withdrawals. I mean, you're going to like be able to see all the cash. What are you doing? What are you doing with all that cash? Who takes out $1.6 million in cash? Have you ever seen $1 million cash? I've never seen $1 million cash. You ever taken it out of an ATM? Dude, you're buying drugs. That's what you're doing. You're buying cash. You're spending that cash on drugs. And that's effectively what it says, ladies and gentlemen. That's the drug payments. Okay. Adult entertainment, $188,000 on adult entertainment. I mean, these are the prices of houses somewhere. Okay. So depending on where I'm from, Iowa, you can go get a house for $188,000 in Iowa. Absolutely, you can. You can certainly get houses for $300,000 and $600,000, which is what he spent on clothing and accessories, along with prostitutes. Wow. I mean, truly remarkable. Isn't it amazing how little he spends on is there the credit card payment? Okay. Childcare. Look at that. Home help, cleaning, childcare. There it is, right there at the very bottom. There's 2 years he didn't spend any money on childcare. Okay, so he spends money on everything except for taking care of his children. Got it? That's it. Everything except the care for his children. Decency on the ballot. Remember, truck stop grandma, Jill Biden. Decency is on the ballot. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for drugs and hookers and exotic goods and $0 on childcare. When he has, I don't know, how many kids he got? How many kids he got? I don't know, 4 or 5 kids. I don't know how many children he has. But he has enough to like actually need to spend money on childcare for them. Isn't that something, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that something? Well, what do you know? Oh, just a final in that article. Yeah, in that article, just a final photo. Just a reminder of this photo. When decency is on the ballot. Just a reminder, this is Hunter Biden, the war on women. Remember, Democrats talk a lot about war on women. Just an important reminder, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they're talking. This is who they're defending in their war on women. Mm-hmm. Decency is on the ballot. Yeah. There you go. But who's going to ask? Anybody going to ask? In fact, when Hunter Biden gets asked about this, he flees. Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to ask Hunter Biden about this. And he ran. He literally sprinted out of the room, coward. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the choice for 2024. Hunter Biden is getting hammered. Not this time, not by the cocaine or the Parmesan lost in his carpet, but by the judge. It does seem like he's going to have a bad one. The Justice Department says Hunter Biden will face 17 years in prison for the tax charges and 25 years for the gun charges. Ooh, baby. In dual cases that could have devastating impact on his father's presidential campaign. When does this go to trial? Let's just find that out. Just really important here. I mean, it should have gone to trial years ago. These crimes were years ago. But this means Hunter Biden's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Could spend the rest of his life in prison, right? Because you're looking at 40 years. Hunter Biden's in his 50s. So that puts Hunter Biden if he lives to 100 years old, he's still in prison, right? With these charges. Or damn near. So, not great. Is this going to be something where Joe Biden pardons his son on his way out of office after we beat their asses in 2024? I don't know. We'll see. But you should just refile the charges immediately, right? Just refile the charges. We'll see. Once again, it would show you exactly how the entire system works, too. I hope he does it. I really hope he does it. Really hope he does it. I hope that Joe Biden pardons his son for the crimes that he locked up hundreds of thousands of young black men for. Maybe that's another question I'd ask. How many grandkids you got? Are you okay with your son putting a loaded gun in a dumpster next to a high school? And then are you why did you put hundreds of thousands of black men in prison for, remember, this much crack cocaine. Joe Biden giving that famous speech. If you have this much crack cocaine, 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Okay. Mandatory minimum sentencing. Brought to you by Joe Biden. That locked up hundreds of thousands of young black men. But his son wasn't found with this much cocaine. His son, this much crack. His son was found with crack piles the size of Mount St. Helens. But no one's ever locked him up. Isn't that fascinating?